What's going on, my eaters? It's your boy, Chef Drew, AKA Chef, AKA Big Drew. Miss Angie Reese is coming to talk to us today. And my friend Angie Reese is here with me today of Angie's Cleaner. Miss Angie, I'm glad you're here with us.
I'm glad to be here with you.
We are still talking to Miss Angie Reese of Angie's Cleaners. All in all, would you say entrepreneurship has been great for you? Has the whole journey been rocky? Would you recommend it to somebody?
Definitely.
Okay.
There's no greater pleasure in the world than to work for yourself.
I agree. We're just looking forward to continuing that conversation. But please, y'all, like, subscribe, do all the things so we can keep bringing you wonderful people and wonderful content. Let's go. There's just so many questions I feel like I can have for you. You said something. I like to talk about finances when I talk to people, because it's one of those things that for a lot of people is really taboo to do. You can't have no business without money and without talking about investments and things like that. For me, for my business, and so like so many other people, I'm literally building this thing out of the mud. Zero money, $0. When we started, we didn't have nothing but a vision and a willingness to go after it. It's grown. There's some people who have the backing of whoever to help them get their foot in the door. Sometimes you have to be creative. And then sometimes, like you said, with your last location, someone might just show up with an opportunity. It seems like you have a little mix of all of that going on. What would you say to the entrepreneur out there who wants to do something, financially does not have the financial backing or experience? What would you say to that person, or how would you educate them or encourage them to start building their dream?
Start it in the basement of their home.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, start it in the basement of your home. The home, you already pay for your home. If it's something that and a lot of businesses can start out of the basement of the home, or start in the back bedroom, or start in the kitchen of your own home. Start it in the home.
Make it happen.
You find ways to make it happen.
Use what you got to make it happen. And sometimes I'll even add on to that is that's all it takes. It's amazing the amount of times that I didn't know how or I didn't know what, but I just took the step, and the next thing you know, all of a sudden there's some money there, or all of a sudden there's a relationship there that helps send me up. You know what I'm saying?
And let me tell you, when you have compassion for something, or you're passionate about something, that higher being is looking at you, and they know,
right?
And they will give you the financial aspect of it.
Yeah. Also, to piggyback on that, and you've heard me talk about it too, make sure no matter what it is, or where it is, or how it happens, you definitely sooner than later make sure that whatever financial situation you got going on, you're documenting it. If you need help or a professional to help you with it, like you've heard me say, I'm sure Miss Angie has one. My accountant, CPA, bookkeeper, they are part of my team. I need them. The bigger your business gets, the more pieces you have going on, the more important that becomes. Would you agree?
Yes, I totally agree. Now, and I'll be honest with you, my mother is getting a little older, so of course she was my CPA, and I've had to try to learn some things over the last couple of years, and it's eye-opening. Yeah. Because it's not that I don't trust anybody with my money.
Right.
It's just I have to be careful with people with my money.
Right.
I'll dish it out to you, but I need to be careful who's watching my money.
Right. Absolutely.
Over the last couple of years, I've had to learn a good bit of that aspect.
Okay. What would you say? I don't think when I first asked you about doing this, I don't think I even realized you have 4 locations now. As a multi-unit owner, and I love how you said, though, it seems like it kind of all happened organically. And I really love that. It didn't sound like anything you were really, really chasing after. Just things aligned, and it just seemed like this opportunity, then this opportunity. My goal is ultimately one day and I'm sure so many other people, it's one thing to get in the business for yourself. Then I feel like the next natural progression is to start duplicating yourself so that you can scale it and grow it. What would you say are some of the things to keep an eye on, or the biggest differences between, like a single unit operation versus now you're having satellite locations and things like that? And is your model currently a hub and spoke kind of model? Like you have your production facility and then you feed to the other ones?
I do.
Yeah, okay.
Or my other ones feed to me.
Right.
Because our Thomas Crossroads location is our hub.
Okay.
That is where everything is done. Then our other locations feed into
Gotcha.
it. It was tough, especially doing Peachtree City and then doing Noonan Crossing. Because we bought Noonan Crossing. We didn't buy Peachtree City.
Right.
So that was a little tough. It was a little tough there for a couple of years. I mean, there was a lot of nights we just ate hot dogs.
Yeah.
But it was okay. But it was something that we were building, until it was time for us to step off or for our kids to take over.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a little different because you're forking out a lot more money every month.
Mm-hmm.
Because when the first of the month rolls around and you got that $20,000 in rent due,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, where's that $20,000 going to come from? But it seems like every month it's been there. It's always been there.
Yeah. So you just said something great, and this is what I want people to understand. You said by the time you got to Noonan Crossing, there were some nights things were tight. You had to eat some beanies and weenies.
Oh yeah, we did.
Listen, y'all. Business is a grind and it's a hustle. This lady is an established business owner at this point. And because a move happened, growth happened, there was a season of where, she said she had to tighten up, pinch pennies a little bit, do what you got to do to make the vision keep going. This isn't you do it, you put in the work, and then all of a sudden you're good. You can be well on the road, well on success, well put money in the bank, and then the business just call for whatever reason. In this example, because of growth and scaling, you might have to tighten up. You might have to let some people go. You might have to do whatever. That doesn't mean you're less of a business owner. That doesn't mean you messed up. It just means a lot of times you're growing. Mm-hmm. But you have to be willing to do what the business requires, expedite that growth, or make sure the growth lasts. Mm-hmm. Miss Angie, I'm a minority in business. You are a woman in business. Mm-hmm. I don't know your industry, but I'm gonna think about all the cleaners I've been to in my life, and I'm gonna throw a stone and say you're a woman in what appears to me to be in a highly male-dominated industry.
Yes.
My wife is a chef, a cook, in a very male-dominated industry. My sister is an attorney, her own attorney, in a very male-dominated industry. I can only imagine the hills and the things that you've dealt with as a woman in business. Now a woman in substantial business. I ain't asking you all about your numbers, Miss Angie, but I know you doing some business right now. Talk to me about being a woman in business. Give that young lady or that minority some insight, something.
Being a woman in business, in a male-dominated business, or it would be a couple-dominated business, because typically you find the husband and the wife in there, but my husband does help me out. He's not there all the time.
Right.
You find your way, you find your voice. And there's been many times where I've had vendors come in or something and they're thinking, oh, I'm dealing with a woman, oh, I can take advantage of them. But I always try to stay on high alert. Mm-hmm. But I have been taken advantage of in business in regards to that. Mm-hmm. But I learned from that.
Right.
And we talked about that. And those are some of the mistakes that I've made in regards to business.
Right.
But you just learn.
Yeah.
But you have to have a strong voice.
Yeah.
You have to stand tall and they know that this is my business. This is what I'm going to do.
So tell me about this, because obviously you're a strong woman of faith. Mm-hmm. At work, you're the boss. Yes. You run things. Mm-hmm. How do you marry that with coming home and being a wife and a mom? Because So in my house, obviously I'm the man, and at work, I'm accustomed to running things, and I'm the chef. So when I'm cooking in the kitchen, I'm really grinding. I can be a bear, y'all. Sometimes, just because I'm passionate about it, and I have to check myself even when I come home and I gotta deal with my wife. This is a little weird though, because my wife is a shark, and she ain't worried about me. She ain't scared of me. If you know, you know. But still, sometimes I gotta check myself and be like, okay, you ain't at work no more. Ain't no more barking orders like that. Tell me about that part. Being the boss lady, but also when you go home, softening that up.
Yes, my husband, he is the man of the house, but his motto is happy wife, happy life. So that makes it even easier. But there are times, I mean, where he has to put me in check. Honey, you're not at work, and especially when the kids were younger. Not so much now because I'm not yelling at them or getting on to them.
Right.
But no, it was more when they were younger. I mean, he'd have to keep me in check.
Okay.
But it's good to have that person next to you that keeps the check with you and keeps you in check.
What would you say about the beast, that young lady out there who's really a beast, but she might be being a little paralyzed right now by her timidity, and she or her feeling like she doesn't have a voice, but she really wants to do her thing? How would you encourage her about finding her voice or trusting herself enough to step into, and not even just a woman, men can be timid too.
Yes.
What would you say to the individual out there who maybe is running a business and getting run over, or who wants to do their own thing, who wants to do their own thing, but they don't feel like they have the gusto or the fortitude to stand and do it or say what needs to be said?
They need to find them a team of other business owners in the area or local, or have those people keep you in check. Have those people build you up.
Yeah.
Because they know what it's like to be in business. My husband was my biggest fan. He always kept me in check. He was always the one to build me up. They need people to build them up.
Yeah.
And if you're built up, there's nothing that you can't do.
Y'all heard that? If you're confident in you, if you know that you know that you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you are where you are supposed to be, there ain't nothing you can't do. Ms. Angie, how many employees do you have, if you don't mind sharing right now?
I have 13 altogether.
4 locations, 20 years, 13 employees, y'all. And this young lady and her family built this themselves. She's telling you what it takes. I agree and concur in all of that.
Our motto is we run our business the exact same as we did when we walked in on day one as we do now. And we care just as much as we did then as we do now.
Ms. Angie says, take care of your people, y'all. We are always here to excite you, to educate you, and most importantly, to empower you into your business, into the future that you want for yourself. Ms. Angie, thank you so much again. Until next time, guys, we are gone. Like, subscribe, do all the things so we can keep bringing you this content. Take care.